Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Today we are analyzing global COVID trends in light of the dreams of Muhammad Qasim related to coronavirus in Pakistan. COVID has returned in the second wave and countries across the world are reporting significant increases in cases and deaths. Muhammad Qasim has seen fascinating events related to COVID-19 in Pakistan. He was shown that coronavirus cases will again increase in September, and this will correspond to the key coming of winter. Let us first quickly review the dreams of Muhammad Qasim from July 2020 and understand the key points raised. Dear Prime Minister Imran Khan, the control over coronavirus in Pakistan is not a result of your smart lockdown or your successful policies in this epidemic. This is all due to the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the real reason for this control is that Pakistan is in the middle of summer and going through exceptional record high temperatures. Firstly, people in Pakistan cannot afford to use air conditioning for the whole day due to continuous load shedding in summers for up to 6 to 8 hours a day. Due to this, the virus did not get a suitable environment to grow and spread the way it has spread in other countries. Coronavirus has not spread as much in poorer regions and where air conditioners are used less frequently as compared to the cities. And Pakistan has been protected by this due to the severe heat, load shedding and abundant rain, all from the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You should not take the credit of this achievement. And when September comes and winter season begins, the risk of coronavirus spreading again in Pakistan will increase significantly. So, according to Muhammad Qasim's dreams, the reason for COVID reducing in the first wave in Pakistan was the special mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala corresponding to hot weather, poverty and people's inability to regulate their body temperature. We will now analyze the key events globally, first starting with the relationship between COVID and cold climate. We have used current data available online for US and Pakistan. Second wave of COVID has seen increasing cases across the northern hemisphere, corresponding to the key timing of September 2020. You can see these trends are evidenced across the board for many European countries as well as the USA and UK. This chart shows the mean temperatures in US during September 2020. States in the central to east coast of USA observed lower temperatures corresponding to the beginning of the cooler season. Looking at the incidence of coronavirus cases in the US, there is a remarkable correlation with lowering of the temperatures and increased density of cases in the central to east coast states of the US. Similarly, in Pakistan, we also note that with the temperatures reducing in September, there has been an increase in COVID cases in Islamabad, Karachi and Lahore. And what is even more interesting to note is that temperatures have dropped more drastically in Islamabad when compared to Lahore and Karachi. And corresponding to this, COVID cases have also increased more sharply in Islamabad when compared to Karachi and Lahore. Hence, based on this data, a correlation can be made that COVID cases have risen again due to the arrival of cooler weather. Now we will examine the relationship between COVID with hot weather and poverty by analyzing data on Africa, India and Pakistan. A recent study published by the Imperial College of London indicates that severity of COVID cases resulting in deaths were actually lower in countries with low income. This is fascinating. Looking at Africa, countries in the center of the continent experience the highest levels of poverty, and the climate is usually dry and hot in the central and northern region too. And interestingly, COVID cases were also lowest in the regions high in poverty and with moderately high temperatures. Similarly, in India, central to mid-northern regions have the highest poverty and hot and dry climate conditions. Resultantly, these are also the regions with the lowest reported cases when compared to the rest of the country. Now looking at Pakistan, we can see mid to southern regions of the country have the highest poverty and they also experience dry and hot climate. Interesting to note is that many of these areas also have a very high population density. And as expected with previous trends, COVID cases were much lower in regions with high poverty and dry or hot climate. The data we have observed confirms that the signs shown in Muhammad Qasim's dreams are in fact based on reality. Reports from the latest epidemiological research also shows similar findings. There is no possible way for Qasim to predict these events in his dreams. They can only be true revelations. Another important thing to note is that Qasim was shown that COVID cases were less severe due to poverty and hot weather in Pakistan. It is also understood that underreporting was an issue and only severe cases were being recorded as reported cases for COVID-19. Therefore, due to the coming of winter, the reported cases will likely increase. Muhammad Qasim was also shown in his dreams the most appropriate way to prepare a vaccine for coronavirus. Today, after significant commitment of funding and research, scientists across the world are confused, unable to find a viable solution to the COVID vaccine. Once again, important to note is that Qasim is not a scientist and there's no possibility for him to make these dreams and events up by himself. Share this video and spread the message for humanity. You can learn more about Muhammad Qasim and his many dreams to date on the website, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube links below. Thank you.